All right, hello everyone. What exactly is an object? It's actually super simple. An object is just anything you can see and touch. Seriously, that device you're watching this on? Yep, that's an object. The chair you might be sitting in, that cup on your desk, all of them, they're objects. Okay, let's put that to the test. Right now, I want you to just take a second and look around the room you're in. How many different objects can you count? Like 5? 10? I bet if you really started looking, you could count dozens, maybe even hundreds. They're literally everywhere. All right, so now we know how to spot an object. Easy, right? It's time to level up our explorer skills. In this next part of our adventure, we're going to become detectives. We're going to learn how to crack an object's secret codes, the stuff that makes every single object totally unique. So here's the key to the whole mission. Every single object out there has 4 of these secret codes. Or if you want to sound like a scientist, you call them properties. Just think of them as the main clues we use to understand, describe, and even compare any object we find. Let's crack the first 2 codes right now. They're the easy ones. Property number 1 is size. Is it big or is it small? And property number 2 is shape. Is it round, square? Simple, right? But just those 2 things alone give us our first huge clues about any object. Okay, secret code number 3 is usually the first thing we notice. Color. An object could be just one single color, or it could be a total explosion of different colors. It's such an important clue that helps us know what things are in a split second. And that brings us to our 4th, and honestly, maybe the most important code of all, material. This is the secret ingredient. This is the one that tells us what an object is actually made of. Is it wood, metal, plastic, rubber? Just knowing this one thing tells us a ton about what that object can do. And this is where all our detective work really pays off. We can now use these 4 properties to compare any 2 objects, just like a real scientist would. We can ask, okay, what's the same about them? Maybe they're the same shape. Maybe they're made of the same stuff. And then, what's different? Maybe the size and color are totally different. See? By using these properties, we're already starting to think like scientists. But here's the thing. Knowing about materials isn't just for, describing things. This is where we go from being explorers to being master crafters. It's all about making smart choices and figuring out how to pick the perfect material for any job. Just think about it for a second. Why are chairs usually made of wood? Well, because wood is strong enough to hold us up. And why are windows made of glass? Because glass is transparent. We can see right through it. Or balloons. Why are they made of rubber? Because rubber is flexible. It can stretch. See, every material has its own special superpower that makes it perfect for one specific job. Okay, but every good adventure has to have a challenge, right? And this is where our quest takes a really serious turn. With all this making and using of objects, we've run into a huge problem for our planet, and that problem is waste. Let's just stop and think. Where does all this stuff actually come from? The wood, the metal, the plastic, the glass. It doesn't just magically appear. It's all made from resources that we have to take from our planet. It all comes from the Earth. And that's the heart of the problem, right there. After we're done using these things, what happens to them? Way too often, they just become waste. And all that waste just piles up and up, creating pollution that hurts our land, our water, and even the air we breathe. But wait, don't worry. Our explorer's quest is not about to end on a sad note. Not at all. It's time for a brand new, heroic mission. A mission to help save our planet. It's time to learn about the 3 R's. These are our 3 secret weapons in the fight against waste. Are you ready? First, we have reduce. Second, reuse. And third, recycle. So let's break down exactly what each of these heroic actions means. Okay, let's start with reduce, because this is easily the most powerful R of them all. It's all about stopping waste before it even starts. And the best way to do that is just to use less stuff. It's that simple. Before you buy something new, just stop and ask yourself one little question. Do I really need this? All right, next up on our heroic mission is reuse. And this is where your creativity as an explorer can really shine. Before you just toss something in the trash, just stop. Think like a crafter for a second. Could that old t-shirt be a cleaning rag? Could that empty jar be a super cool new pencil holder?
You're giving your old stuff a whole new life.
And our final heroic act is to recycle. Now, this one is basically real-life magic. Seriously, recycling takes old, used-up stuff, like plastic bottles, and through this incredible process, it turns them into something brand new. We're literally turning trash back into treasure. So after this whole quest, from just figuring out what an object is, all the way to fighting waste, something pretty amazing has happened. We don't see the world in the same way anymore. Now we see with scientist eyes. So what does that actually mean? It means that when you look at something, say a simple chair, you don't just see a chair. No way. You see the strong wood it's made from, you understand why they chose that material, and you can see the connection all the way back to the tree it came from, a resource from our Earth. And with that powerful new way of seeing things, your mission is officially complete. You did it. You've learned how to spot objects, how to crack their secret codes, you see how they're made, and you even know how to help protect our planet. So congratulations, Science Explorer. You have totally unlocked a new way of looking at everything. So yeah, this quest might be over, but your adventure, it's really just getting started. Now that you have scientist eyes, what will you discover next?